Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third round of this third season of the BSKIT AMS2 F1 League. We're in the last 5 minutes of practice now, with a grid of 13 drivers joining us today in Watkins, Glen, America. And joining me today in the commentary booth is Philip. Hello, Philip.
Hello, Dick. I am so glad to be here as we watch this Aston Martin clobber the wall. It is upstate New York. It is beautiful weather, at least now, for this practice session. And we have the best drivers on BSKIT in the AMS2 Formula 1 League. I am very excited to cast this event.
Excellent, and the same for me. So we had a fairly small grid last time out in Montreal, and a very high attrition rate. Partly because the track is very unforgiving. It's got very close walls, and some sections of it are very high speed as well. A characteristic which isn't too dissimilar to what we have today. Only there's a little bit more runoff around the Watkins Glen track today than there was out at Canada, Montreal. So we will see. Hopefully there's fewer problems today.
Hopefully we'll see less problems and more of a good racing. This track, the Watkins Glen one, this is the version without the chicane that we're seeing in AMS2, at least in this championship. It is not been really a feature in the modern F1 calendar. The last time it featured was 1980 and it was won by Alan Jones. Since then, the American Grand Prix moved on to, well, greener pastures. But today we have a chance to recreate that, and I'm very excited to see who's gonna take the Grand Prix.
Certainly, I would argue that this is a better track than, for example, Miami or Kota. But hey, that's not what we're here for.
Oh, most definitely.
We are here for 39 laps of wheel racing. So we 49 laps ahead, 13, now 12 drivers. Someone possibly having a connection issue here. If we do briefly turn our attention to the standings as well, we can see our current championship leader is Triple L in the McLaren. They have finished second in the previous 2 rounds, and they've got 24 points now, just 1 point clear of the V12 extraordinaire that is Donut.
What a name!
Yeah, no, that's what he chose to be known as on the standings page. He wrote in V12 extraordinaire, which leaves zero doubt about who he is to anyone who knows him. Donut racing while ill last time out and finishing 5th, but he did win the opening race of the series. So he's on 23 points, just 1 point behind Triple L, which is very good going. And in 3rd place, we have Nidhuis.
But I have to point your attention to the person in 5th place. That is ruling. That is a no name on the AMS2 BSKIT League. One of the best drivers, one of the quickest drivers, certainly my favorite this time out, as he proved in Canada. He did not show up for the first place in Imola in Canada, took 1st place and the fastest lap, 16 points. Can he do it today? I believe so.
Yeah, certainly some stiff competition whenever Rinnick turns up. Known for being very, very quick in AMS2, and he's a pretty good peddler in ACC as well, so certainly want to keep an eye on. This obviously is just a practice session, so these times not necessarily representative, and drivers are likely to be going quicker in qualifying when it actually counts.
And it will count.
Mateo in chat showing his support for Donut.
Donut is indeed the best driver, but I wouldn't say in this game or in this sim, as we have 10 seconds left in the practice session before we go to the qualifying session to determine the grid.
I don't see Nienhuis in the lobby at the moment. Sorry.
I don't either, but I did see him 5 minutes ago, so that might have been a disconnect.
Yeah, possibly a connection issue. He should be able to rejoin. Oh, So, the practice session here just coming to a close now. Getting all wrapped up, ready for qualifying to begin very shortly. So, qualifying, I believe, is going to be a 15-minute session. That should give drivers a chance to go out, see if the conditions have changed, adjust the setup if they absolutely have to, and just get a feel for the conditions, get themselves used to it, and then maybe come in, get a new set of tyres, and go back out again.
50 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but a lap here is very short, about 1 minute and 15 seconds, so should be plenty of laps on hand, and should see some good times.
So we've got a 1:12.3 to beat in qualifying, which I think we probably will beat. That unlikely to pose much of a challenge for the likes of Runelink particularly today.
And as the qualifying session ends, and we are about to, the practice session ends, we are about to go into qualifying. Right now, the qualifying has started, 15 minutes is counting down, and who's the first person on the track? That's a Ferrari, and...
Well, there's some cars further down the pit lane making a cheeky run to try and get out ahead, and I think that's Ryan, who is going to be out first, followed by Dono, and I believe... nope, not Faffy.
Ryan out for the moment until, well, he meets the first wall, which is usually Ryan's strategy.
I'll be referring to the driver currently in... Nienhuis has arrived.
Oh, they did. Awesome.
So Nienhuis was, are they third? Fourth? In the standings right now? I don't actually remember.
They have, they're third in the standings with 2 third places.
So we can see a bit of a gaggle of cars here. Just trying to find some space. I can't actually figure out who's the Alpine. Trash had already figured that one out.
Alpine.
So, someone warming the tyres a little bit too hard in the background there.
Oh, did we have a spin? We did have a spin, and that is a return to garage. That is 2 or 3 minutes wasted of this session.
Yep, so our first flying lap starts with Ryan and his Aston Martin.
Going through turns 2 and turns 3. As you can see, this is a high downforce track, a lot of quick corners, but also it is dependent on top speed, especially here at this part. DRS, is there DRS? I'm hoping there's DRS along this long straight.
There is no DRS on this
track.
No
DRS.
But yeah, as you're just touching on high speeds, it's super important, especially without that bus stop chicane at the end of that straight. And then if you've got a low downforce setup, you're gonna be regretting it right about here.
Oh yeah.
I would have thought a lot of high downforce, long corners, so this is really gonna put a lot of stress on those tyres. And yeah, so a good setup here is going to be super important to just get that balance right.
Speaking of good setups, Ryan has yet to hit an apex in this session, or in this lap in particular, so I'm not expecting this to light up the charts. And we shall see.
I don't think this is going to be the time that takes us to the end of qualifying on top, but as a bench, I've forgotten the term for it now, but just as, you know, just to have a time on the board, that'll do. So I think
1:12.6. That is a solid lap time, especially when Runelink is 1:12.3.
Was second out, but is no longer, so I don't quite know what's happened there. And Runelink's immediately gone faster, to probably the surprise of about 2 people.
None of those 2 people are in this commentary booth, but Runelink, the ace that he is.
So, just trying to figure out who else got going on. So, Nienhuis, I think this is likely to be his outlap.
We haven't seen the time on the board, so I'm assuming this is a... No, this was a quick lap going 23.
It was a flyer, and a decent one at that.
And instantly going into pit lane. Half a second of Runelink.
Yeah. So possibly track limit's been exceeded there by Fafu, but I don't know how generous or harsh they are.
Well, we shall see at the end of the lap, but currently Fafi in 4th place, 8/10 of Runelink. Can this Aston Martin? Oh yeah, he's abandoning this lap.
He's getting out of the way there. We've got Finn, looks to run a lap as well, with a car right ahead.
Ooh, that car
crash.
could have impeded him quite a bit through the quick corners.
But he has gotten through now. So fairly clear track ahead of Finn. With, it looks like Baffy just up the road, 10 seconds ahead, so that's 10 seconds? No, that can't be right.
It is about 2 or 3 seconds the car ahead. That might not be on a quick lap, but Finn is pushing here.
Finn certainly is, with a McLaren right on his tail.
Oh no, he abandons.
He's letting them through. Who is the McLaren? I don't remember. It's not Trash. I don't know why I clicked Trash. No,
is that Runelink in the McLaren? Runelink should be the McLaren driver.
He's a McLaren driver. We have the race.
Or Triple L. It is Triple L and Runelink in the McLarens.
Ah, is it Triple L? Ah, it is.
Yes, it is indeed.
Towards the end of a lap here.
Hasn't set a lap time yet. This one will be.
Has now, and it is second immediately. Lovely. First lap
well
on
done.
the board, and it's a good one.
Just a 10th.5 of Runelink. This is getting interesting, Dick.
Certainly is, as we see a Haas now coming in towards the 3rd sector now. Difficult corner, that one. The camber's constantly changing. It's got a little bit of a ball profile, and the downhill entry is really going to catch you out if you've not got your brake balance sorted out.
It is all about carrying the speed through this track. Every corner is a quick one. There is no heavy braking zones. So the overtaking is going to be very, very difficult, I assume, here. If you cannot get it done along the very long straight, I don't think there's a realistic possibility of outbraking somebody.
It could be tough, as we see Ryan's just gone to the top of the timing sheets. Topping Runelink's time now.
Wow, well done, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a really, really solid effort from Ryan. We're looking now at one of the special edition Red Bull cars, currently in 5th place, starting their lap.
Is there any tow here available? No.
I don't know, but being 0.1 seconds down at this point, I'm imagining this is an outlap. Yeah,
yes, it is an outlap.
Leaving, so that's definitely an outlap. I don't believe we've looked at Diego Braga yet.
No, we haven't.
Diego in the standard liveried Red Bull.
Oh, Dick, but take a look at those times. Niehuis just went 0.03 off Ryan. What an amazing lap. So close.
That is very close. As we see Runelink rounding the last corner. It's not an improvement, so I'd suggest that's possibly an outlap. Let's see what it can do.
Very generous track limits here.
As much as it could there, and a real roller coaster through these couple of corners. Getting a good exit onto this is so crucial.
No braking here, high in 6th gear, just the tap of the brake, throw it in, hope it sticks, and it does stick, and that looks like a good line. That's wide again, to the left, through the scambered corner. Runelink making it look easy, hooking it up right now. This could be a quick lap.
Every inch of track that he can find out there. See traffic ahead, looks to be one of the Ferraris, but they've they've been looking in their mirrors, nicely gets out of the way.
Well done.
The difficult corners coming up now. Slightly down on the lap. Let's see if they can recover any of that time in this last sector. A little bit of a slide there.
2 more corners remaining. Oh, that's a snap into the wall.
Wow, that was yeah, just dipped his left tyres onto the grass there, and well, it was not pretty, let's say that.
And that was a clean snap without anybody in front, without any aero wars, so that setup could be a little bit on the edge. I am a bit worried for Runelink through this race.
So we're briefly going to dip into the cockpit here of one of the Ferraris. This is on board with Donut.
And Donut hook it up. Can he challenge for the at least the first row on the grid, which is now hotly contested by Ryan and News.
0.13 seconds up at the last split time. This is difficult final sector now, and he's 2.3 tenths up. This is going to move him a little bit as Needfree scores faster by half a second.
What a lap! 4.76 tenths. Oh, wow! What a lap!
Talk about moving the goalposts. Lovely exit there from Donut. I think this is going to be an improvement. And it is up into 4th place. Good effort.
What a lap by
Nick
Needfree.
Here on an outlap. Looks to be getting out of the way of, not Ryan, it was Faffy that he was getting out of the way of, I think. Looks super quick through there.
Is there anybody left to challenge Needfree here? I mean, they've been quick in the past races, but not this quick. This is half a second gap in quali.
That is very quick. I think if anyone can do it, I think you're probably best looking at RuneLink. But as you saw from that last lap, he was definitely pushing and he was only a couple of tenths up, so perhaps something not quite right with the setup there.
Maybe. Really doesn't look like anybody else has it as hooked up as our pole position right now. And that really stunned me. Well, me in particular. We all predicted RuneLink to have this hands down, but... And that was probably an outlap by Fafi. He's just 10 seconds off pace.
It was, yep. So we've got Ryan. Again, I don't know whether he's on an outlap or whether this is a...
Ryan is on an outlap. I think he just went out of the pits, and this is going to be the start of a quick lap by Ryan. Does have a car right behind him.
So let's see. Clear bit of track ahead of him. Car leaving the pits. Hopefully not going to be a problem for him.
Oh, that is track cut. That is not going to count.
But I don't know if that'll be invalidated or not. That looks like one of the Red Bulls. Hopefully they can get out of the way here. Maybe even getting a little bit of a tow. And a bit of a misunderstanding there, I think.
That is a moment for the stewards. That is not how you let car through when it comes to qualifying. But on the other hand, I'm not sure if Ryan was on a valid lap, so...
I don't know, but he was certainly pushing, and, well, if he was, he isn't anymore.
Well, that is one way to invalidate the lap pretty quick.
So we've got RuneLink into the final sector now. As we've got just 3.5 minutes left, so drivers have probably only got 2 or 3 laps more that they can get in before this session is over.
Yeah, maximum. Ooh, that was a little bit wide. Maybe a touch on the wall. Doesn't get it.
Looked like it, and I think this is a push lap now.
This has to be it. The tires might fall off after this lap, so all or nothing for RuneLink.
Looks to be within track limits so far. Super fast through this first sector.
He's keeping the throttle pin going up through the gears.
Almost a tenth up, so I think his lap time is probably about as close as he can get. Looks like a little bit of a snap there at the rear, but he's held on to it. Again, super quick through this downhill left-hander. Going to be hard on the brakes for the hairpin here at the bottom of the hill. Climb back up now into the difficult third sector. What's the split time going to be? He's about a tenth up, so it's not going to be enough to take pole currently.
No, definitely not. RuneLink did tell me he's running quite a bit of downforce on that car, but he's not gaining time through the middle sector, through sectors 2 and 3, where the downforce is important, so... Might just be a skill issue here.
Together. Avoids the wall this time around, that's going to be good. Might be enough to disperse Ryan, and it is. So, yeah, looks like RuneLink's time was all in the third sector. As we can see a flurry of drivers now coming out at the very last moment to try and get another lap in before the session ends.
Everybody on the track, apart from RuneLink, who is sitting in the pits, he has to get out with, wow, in the next 10-20 seconds if he wants another chance. But I'm not sure he has much more left in the tank.
He might not. We can see the Haas cars here in the end of the second sector, about to start the third one. Likely to be the outlaps. Yeah, I suspect this is their outlaps. So we will see. These are going to be some of the first of the last times, if that makes any sense. They may be the first people to do their final laps of this session. So reload, and I think Swift, his teammate in the Haas cars.
Trash is done for. They're in the pits. They will not be continuing. Reload as well. But Runelink is out. Runelink is going for another lap. Might just have a second or two to spare to get across the finish line.
So, nope, Spenek is getting out of that lap. That is his time's done. Triple L looks to be very close behind the Ferrari of Findict, as we've got Donut here coming onto the back straight up towards the first split time, and he is up by 3/10. That will put him somewhere around P3 currently if he can hold on to this.
Maybe on the front row. That is a very good sector by Donut. Can he keep it through the sectors 2 and 3? The technical part here, well, the technical part being the very quick section of corners.
Looks to be on a real charge here.
Ooh.
Ah, no, and he's got it wrong.
So unfortunate.
What a mistake to make.
Just a little bit dipped the wheel on the grass, and that was a spin. That is Findict out as well. Donuts out.
Teammate perhaps a bit distracted. We've got Nienhuis 0.18 seconds down as we get into the end of the second sector.
Runelink has abandoned as well.
Runelink abandoned, so not improving. So let's just see if Nienhuis can move the goalposts any further. And no, it does not seem like it. So Nienhuis really throwing down the gauntlet there for the other drivers. A considerable gap of 4/10 almost, and then it's a lot closer behind for the next few positions, all the way down to about P10. The gaps are pretty close, and then they start edging out a little bit more from there on.
Indeed, as we have the grid for the race set, Nienhuis in P1, Runelink in P2, but Ryan P3 in that Aston Martin. Great effort by Ryan. I didn't expect him to be that high up.
The second McLaren Triple L starting just one row behind his teammate. And the best of the Ferraris, Donut, in fifth, starting alongside the special edition Red Bull of Rinby.
It's been H81 in P7 with Diego Spraga P8 in that another Red Bull. Fafi P9 with Finnick. That is a little bit of a disappointment for me. Just P10.
Possibly had his last qualifying lap ruined, being distracted by his teammate having an off. But yeah, Alpine here of Trash starting in 11th. Reload in the Haas down in 12th, and Michael in 13th.
And that is the grid.
Rimby, of course. So we'll be getting underway very shortly. Any predictions you want to make?
Is there any other prediction than going for Nienhuis here? Nienhuis really had the pace. I think Nienhuis is going to be my favorite with, I would say, Finn making up quite a few positions and maybe ending up on the podium.
I think we can expect to see Finn moving forward, certainly. Runelink would be the obvious bet for a win here. He's known to be quick, but didn't seem to have it in qualifying, so perhaps race pace going to be better for him today. And I think one to look out for, if you can keep it all together, is going to be Ryan. Quick on a good day, in the wall on a bad one. But we are underway here, and it's a good start from Nienhuis. Ryan straight across to try and cover off any luck around the outside, and he's up into, oh dear, that's Nienhuis up and over. Seems to have been a few bits of contact further back there.
I think we just saw a Mercedes UFO program. As that is, that looks like an Indy car more than an F1 car.
Nasty incident there. So all of the downforce producing elements gone on those two cars. Possibly gonna see a restart here, because that is not good. But for now, we are still racing.
Ryan takes the lead, and it is Surprising that Ryan was not the one in the wall, but Ryan leading this race with Runelink in P2. Reload P4. Wasn't Reload starting a little bit down the field?
He was, as we've lost one of our drivers. Michael MH7, I believe. We have lost and Nienfries out as well, so 2 retirements on the first lap. Super unfortunate.
Oh, that is such a shame for a driver that was so quick. Just flown up in the air. There's chances going up in the air, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. Really unlucky, but with the exposed wheels that open wheelers have, these sorts of things can happen.
As we have Fafi entering the pit lane, he might have had a lot of damage. Was that entering the pit lane, or was that even returned to the garage? No, it was a really legitimate stop.
Looks to be a genuine stop, so possibly damage already has been making a mistake as well, apparently.
That was in a straight line.
No.
That was...
Sure what happened there exactly.
That could have been a hardware issue more than a skill issue. We don't normally see crashes in the straight line like that.
No, we do not, but we've got Rinby in the pits as well.
Vindic with a 6-point turn here, trying to get back on the track.
Missing quite a lot of his wing. Trying to get going again, and there's something not right with that Ferrari.
I do not think that wheel is pointing straight.
No, it is not. Meanwhile, towards the front of the race, we've got Runelink putting pressure on Ryan for the lead here. Ryan making a great start and benefiting from the incident Nienfries had, and swooping straight through to take up that position, but he has just lost it to Runelink.
Ryan let this one go very, very easily. Ryan didn't even defend properly. Runelink just went by, and Ryan wide there through the corner as Runelink goes on the grass to brake for the corner. Oh, this is getting very, very spicy in these open laps.
Yeah, possibly the dirty air there just affecting his ability to turn and stop like he's been used to. As he makes a big, big mistake there, he's backwards, and the wing is well, it's blown free.
Wing has come off, and so have Ryan's chances of a good result in this race.
We didn't curse that one. No one can prove otherwise. So, massive benefit there to Donut, who takes over second place.
Oof, we have Triple L in the pits. We have Findict in the pits now, repairing damage. But we have Donut on the track in P2, just by staying clean in the Ferrari.
I think there's possibly more cars had damage there than we realised initially. I'd be surprised if anyone got through that without any problems, because that was literally the pole set getting tangled up. So yeah, scrappy start, messy start, and already people lapped down.
Well, this is one thing we don't really see in real life. That is Haas in P4, and is that a Haas in P3 as well? I believe so. It is.
Yes, it is. Haas P3 and 4.
I'm fairly certain that Haas was starting on the final rotor grid.
They were certainly towards the back, but yeah, the Steiner boat, Steiner ship, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a big one today. If they can hang on to this, they are looking very good for some strong points.
And with the attrition rate, I would not put them past maybe both of those Haas cars on the podium.
It's certainly feasible. Looks like Zdenek. We'll call him 81.
Well, you just call him 81, yeah. That is easier.
I think it's Swift 81, I think so, I don't know.
Was that Swift? He did take part in the last season. We just did not recognize him.
He did, so this is Swift. We'll call him Swift 81, which might be confusing, but there we go. So just hanging out with his teammate, Gap going out just a little bit, Diego Braga chasing.
As we only have 10 cars left in the race, 3 cars have been classified as well, DNF at this point. And we have Ryan in the pits repairing that rear wing, which thankfully we can do in the same, but that is going to be a long, long stop for Ryan, completely out of contention.
Certainly is. So we can see Diego Braga behind, just about 3 seconds off the back of Swift 81 ahead. Going to be trying to pull that gap in, but as he does so, he's got Faffy right on his tail.
Only 5 cars left on the lead lap. That is...
Oh, no, he doesn't have Faffy on his tail. I tell you a lie, Faffy's a long way back.
I believe the Haas cars are going at each other. That's a very close... Oh no, I think Donut might have had an issue there. Donut might have made a mistake. He's dropped pace now.
He looks to have, yep. They've been jumped by Reload. He's got 81 all over his back as well.
Oh, costly mistake from Donut from really being in a safe position, not being challenged by anyone. Now in a Haas sandwich. Donut needs to keep his race clean and maybe score that podium.
Certainly does, so that was comfortable second place.
Oh, we have a yellow flag. Was that ruling?
End of sector 2. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Reload's down around 20 seconds.
Runic has extended the advantage as we only have 9 cars left, so we might have another car that's gone. But that is Donut making a move on the inside on the Haas. Well done, Donut. Oof, what a move. Taking P2 back.
Lovely move, but the pressure's not gone yet. Still got Reload all over the back of him.
Oh, this is a massive three-way scrap for P2 here between the 2 Haas cars and a red Haas car or a Ferrari car. Not much that can be done here through Sector 3. We're waiting basically for the big straight in the Sector 1 if that Haas car can keep up behind the Ferrari. But right now, Donut is pulling away and is out of, well, meaningful draft zone.
Yep, that gap already over a second. And I believe we've lost Ryan.
Oh, that damage was too much. The peel of a wall was too much for Ryan once again. And unfortunately, Ryan is DNF. Writing that car off with my shiny marker.
In the pits as well. That's, I believe, the second time.
Yes, indeed.
As Reload and Swift swap positions there.
Was that team order? Was that Gunther Steiner on the radio telling Swift to get up to...
I think that was just a legitimate overtake.
Wow. We still do have Diego Spraga on the lead lap and a little bit closer on this Haas fight. And if those Haas cars keep scrapping it out, Diego Spraga could be in the fight for the, well, even P2.
Yeah, still a long way to go. We're not even a quarter of the way into this race, so plenty of time for people to recover from poor starts.
And pit stops are still a thing.
Yeah, even the early stoppers are unlikely to be able to make it to the end from this early on into the race.
Yeah, Donut is pulling away, 4 seconds now away from Reload. Swift, who still stay on the back, and Diego Spraga has caught up. That is just over a second behind the Haas cars. It is gonna be a 3-way fight very soon. And now let's see how important or how powerful that toe is for the Haas cars and Swift catch up on Reload. I don't think so. I think Swift is just a little bit too far back, especially for that quick right-hander that follows. And as we do have a clarification from the stewards, this was not meant to be restarted, so unfortunately. That was a massive crash and massive shame for our drivers in turn 1 that got, well, taken out, DNF.
Yeah. Yeah, so good to get a little clarification there. Unfortunately for Nienhuis, that incident at the start, not his fault, but the race is not going to be restarted for him either. So that's him out, and we've lost one more driver.
We did indeed lose one more driver. I'm not sure who that was. We still have the 8 cars running, or at least the 5 cars that are on the lead lap, still scrapping it out, are running, are fighting.
Just see who might have lost there.
I mean, at this point, just by staying on the track and driving until the end, the drivers will score points.
It was somewhere on just in the bottom half, I think.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Just 8 drivers left. This doesn't seem like that challenging of a circuit, but in the end, Watkins Glen is biting back.
So yeah, attritional racing again.
As we do have Ryan complaining about the dirty air here. Well, another unfortunate race. Such a quick driver, but usually finds the wall and rather than the podium place. As always, next time, Ryan, we're very much looking forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will see if we can maybe get a word from any of the drivers who've had problems so far and just get a little bit more insight into what exactly has gone on.
That would be a good thing to have an on-site interview with a driver, maybe get a little bit of an insight, especially how this race is going to develop and how the tires are holding on. These are a lot of quick corners and tires that are massive, massive load, so I'm expecting a little bit of a grip drop here.
Yeah, so I did speak with some of the drivers before the race, and yeah, some comments about how difficult the tyre wear is here. So yeah, expecting tyre wear to be a problem this race, but we will see how the drivers cope with it. Anyway, I believe we're now ready to have a word with Ryan, is that right?
Yep, hello.
Hello, Ryan. So a good start from you, starting, was it third on the grid? And moving up to the front row before even turn 1. But what can you tell us what happened at turn 1 from your perspective?
Pretty much what happened was I got a good start. I'm pretty sure I was ahead and so on. Then Peter had, I think he said he had a freeze or something. Me and Runic both saw he basically just disappeared. So I kind of just drove the corner. Next thing you know, he was just upside down above me, and there's not really much anyone could really do. It's unfortunate because it's ruined his race, but it was just a technical issue.
Yeah, technical issue ruining an excellent qualifying for him. But as we have seen, the clarification of the rules that there were not enough cars or not enough drivers affected by the issue to warrant a restart. So as harsh as that might seem, the race just has to continue. But that wasn't the only incident we saw on the first lap. There were other people affected as well. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
I know they were unrelated to the technical issue. I think someone just went down the inside wrongly, and someone managed to flip another car over. That's what I saw in my mirrors. I just saw someone else dying. I think someone just missed the breakers, and someone probably because first corner, obviously everyone has to brake her. This probably someone maybe missed their braking zone, especially since the brake markers were in feet here. So maybe someone got a bit confused, broke a bit later than they should have, and maybe flipped someone over. I think maybe what happened.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what's caused your retirement as well, then?
Pretty much. After I got overtaken, actually, this track is quite a flow when you have to be in the right places. You need to be in the camber. And when I was behind them, because it's new regulations, I wasn't expecting too much dirty air because I was quite close behind Rinlink. And I went through the corner how I normally would. And when I got the throttle, I just felt the car just not turn. And because you're off camber by that point as well, it basically just made me clip the grass slightly. And as soon as you clip the grass while you have low for the tyres, you just spin. So that was pretty much it. Hit the wall, that's it. Race over, really.
Very unfortunate. Anything you want to ask, Philip?
Well, yeah, I was going to ask about the tires and how hard are you working the tires in this race, but I don't know how much experience you do have after only 3 laps of driving.
Tires die. The tires are struggling. Some people, normally, these races, you just go soft. It's not pretty easy, if I'm honest. This race, people taking medium, some people taking hard. The soft tires, I think Donut did a few laps. He said it lasted about 4 or 5 laps, so you couldn't get much further on softs. They really did last.
Okay, so we're expecting a 2-stop race at least then.
maybe, but I think a lot of people are going for hard, and I think people are just gonna cope. And that's probably why you see a lot of mistakes. It's because of the fact people are, pushing the tires or like pushing the tires too far and overheating them. It's really easy to overheat the tires. Like in this game, sometimes the track temp's a bit like buggy anyway. Like on the game, it says the track temp's 49 degrees. When you mix that with an F1 car and all that, the tire temps go through the roof sometimes.
All right, that was a very insightful interview. Thank you very, very much, Ryan. And yeah, we are very sad to see you in the wall again. I was not going to add that, but
yeah, thanks for your insight, and good luck next time.
Yeah, I mean, I got two for that. I get to have my tea a bit earlier, so.
You're gonna enjoy that, and we'll catch you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye. So that was Ryan Curtis, who started just on the second row. Unfortunately retired already, and while that was all happening, we have seen a couple of stops as well. So Runik's been into the pits, hence the gap to Donut has shrunk so much.
And has come out and front of Donut. Yeah, he has. He had enough time for that.
Oh yeah, he's still come out ahead, but yeah, that gap's closed down a bit for now. So possibly Runik started on a softer compound than Donut.
Or possibly Runelink is just using the time to pit while still staying in front of Donut and just commanding this race really with the amazing pace. But another driver who pitted, that was Reload. And I'm seeing the pit delta might be around 25-30 seconds. So Reload might just about get Swift 81 here on the pit. I'm still a little bit surprised that some of the drivers haven't pitted and tried to cover up that undercut, as we do still see the Haas of the Swift 81 and Diego Spraga in what I believe is a Red Bull, just still circulating within about it. Oh, and a Fafi comes into pits, but that is from way back, probably to switch to a new compound of tires. Diego Spraga and Swift close behind each other, probably not close enough to beat each other, but still staying out.
Yeah, so they're close on tracks, maybe benefiting the pair of them if they've got something to focus on and think about, as we are about a quarter of the way through this race at this point.
Yeah, 15 laps gone by in this electrifying race that, well, had an electrifying start with only 8 drivers left, 5 of those drivers on the lead lap, with Brunelink commanding in the lead, already stopped, Donut 4 seconds behind, but still needing to pit.
Yeah, so the fact that we're only about 25% of the way in now, and we've already seen drivers coming in, either we're expecting possibly as many as 3 stops, or certainly maybe drivers going to harder compounds later on in this race.
I would definitely expect it to go on a harder compound of tire rather than make another stop, with a delta being around 30 seconds. And we've seen, well, today how hard tires work, so I would probably try to stick... Actually, no, I would probably stick on a harder tire here and just, if I'm Runelink, drive it till the end.
Yeah, I think trying not to make another stop might be a good idea. You're going to lose quite a lot of time pitting, so yeah, we'll see what the drivers do. We may have seen softer compounds at the start just to try and get a decent start and have that advantage early on, and maybe the harder compounds getting used more now.
Diego Spraga is losing time hand over fist, just dropping probably half a second per lap to Swift 81. Now it is 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, going up to 5 seconds. I think these tires are gone on the Red Bull, and he might need to consider pitting on the harder compound here to, well, save the race. As Reload is also dropping time now, but Reload on a fresh set of tires, they should not be dropping that much time. Maybe Swift is just picking up the pace here. as we do have just about those 30 seconds that is a pit stop delta for Swift 81 to come out in front, and I am expecting them to pit and come out in front of the fellow Haas car.
Pardon me, yes, so we're certainly seeing some spreading out, and perhaps once these first few stops are over and done with, we'll bunch back up a little bit, but reload not getting up to speed immediately on these new tyres. Possibly temperature's not quite there just yet. It might be a harder compound. Either way, not a great position to be in. These are nearly 2 seconds a lap.
And I believe he's getting caught up by 2 lap cars. That would be 2 lap cars that are going wide. Finn and Triple L, who are they even fighting for position? I believe they are.
I think they are, yeah.
No, they're not. They're a full lap apart. Finn is a full lap down on Triple L here.
Finn, I think, has stopped twice, yeah. So possibly getting blue flag there instead.
Oh, that was a blue flag. That's probably why Finn had to move out of the way for Triple L. That is a tall task to catch up 2 laps? No, just about a lap to the next driver.
A lap down, so he's got to get back ahead of Triple L and then catch a lap on him already. So, yeah, I think P8 points possibly for Finn at this moment in time.
Yeah, tough task right there. His reload.
Letting Triple L through as well.
Ooh, Reload losing even more time, just does not have the pace right here. Probably on the harder compound of tires, but that Haas is not looking good.
It's not looking happy, is it? It's maybe not been set up on this compound and not reacting well to it at all.
I do not know. I was gonna count on undercut being the stronger strategy here, but looks like overcut is actually working as the harder tires just not gripping up, while the softer tires might still have some grip left to match the times. Yeah, that is now a massive gap. That is over 35 seconds that Reload is behind Swift 81, as is letting Finn by as well. Oh, just losing time constantly every corner.
Finn unlapping himself, so yeah, fresh tyres, Reload already down almost a second at the end of the first sector. Car not taking kindly to it in the slightest, so perhaps the quickest strategy today is to take softer compounds and do more stops. As you see Diego Braga in the pits.
Can Diego Braga get out in front of Reload? Ooh, could be close. It's about 30 seconds what the gap was. Diego Braga still stopped in pits. I think Reload, yeah, gets going. That is a disaster for Reload. An absolute disaster. Just couldn't get up to pace.
A lot of time lost there, unfortunately, but it's not going to be too distant as Diego's just getting out of the pits now. As Reload comes around the first turn with the momentum as well.
It is 3 seconds that Reload is now behind Diego Braga, but Diego was, I believe, 3 seconds behind Reload at the time they pitted. Oh, we see another attempt here. It's Findict with Diego Braga. Who's the quicker driver here? I believe it would be Findict, so Diego Braga just letting him go.
Yeah. Diego Braga on his outlap on fresh tyres, obviously. Just stopped. Possibly still getting them up to temperature. Be interesting to see if that goes the other way later on. But yeah, for now, Finn unlapping himself or attempting to unlap himself from one more car.
Well, now is go time for Reload. Either they have to catch up to Diego Braga, or if it's indeed on a 2-stop strategy, Reload, well, this is an even bigger disaster than we anticipated. So now these tires have to heat up and work.
They do, as Diego Braga come towards the end of their, I believe it was their outlap, yeah. So let's stick around for now and just see how his delta compares. Maybe see if we can take an educated guess at what compound he's gone for.
Donut in the pits. Donut is now pitting, but Donut had a massive lead over Swift 81, so that should be good enough to get him up in front.
Yeah, not expecting that one to get changed. So Diego Braga a little bit slower as well, possibly the same compound and just finding his feet again, but we'll see as Donut on the move already. So yeah, he's going to be out well clear still of Swift.
Have we seen Swift in pits? I don't think so, right? I do not think that has pitted, so
No, I
Donut
don't
built
think
up
they have.
quite a gap in these few laps, and now 36 seconds behind Ruling as well, who's just cruising. As Finnick is still at the back trying to catch Triple L, but a long, long, long way to go. Triple L, however, is in striking distance. Never mind.
He's striking a wall on his way into pit lane. That is, yeah, it's going to be a new front wing needed and a bit of damage. So, yeah, unfortunate.
Well, if there's a place to have such a mistake, it's the pit lane entry. At least you do not have to drive the full lap around.
Yeah.
But
Yep. It's,
yeah.
not ideal, but yeah, as you say, if there's anywhere to have a crash, it's right before the pits where you can go and get it fixed.
That's gonna be an extended pit lane visit for Triple L, and that might be P8 for Finn.
It could be, although it looks like Triple L on the move already, so curious to see if it was just that front wing or if there's any additional damage as well.
These McLaren mechanics are absolute superstars repairing that car in, well, that was less than maybe 40 seconds of pit line timer. Well done, McLaren
Yeah,
mechanics.
it looks like it, but I don't know if it's something the stewards or the organisers are concerned about. Did a pitch across the pit exit line there?
He most certainly did. Really ignore that yellow line on the pit exit. We shall see. We might need to report that to the head steward. Who would that be? Probably Finn in this, so...
I guess. But yeah, we are now halfway, or just over halfway into the race.
Yeah, indeed we are. Donut still 35 seconds behind Runelink, who is leading. Swift 81, a couple of seconds behind Donut, but I do not think that Swift has pitted. Diego Spraga just pulling away ever so slightly from reload. Fafi just sitting pretty much in no man's land in P6 Triple L with that, well, call it a pit stop. 3 minutes behind, 3.5 minutes behind Runelink, and finally Finn, who's just 30 seconds behind Triple L. And lapping maybe just a little bit faster, so there might be something. Oh, Triple L in pits again. Those McLaren mechanics maybe have left a screw in the cockpit?
I don't think he had all of his damage fixed there, perhaps. Or something not quite right.
That was a quick pit stop as Finn is still catching up to that McLaren.
So I suspect there was no tyres changed, but something needed doing there. Maybe he's forgot to get fuel, or but I don't know if they're allowed to take fuel actually.
I wouldn't know either. I would assume they're not allowed to take fuel.
Damage, yeah.
But Finn is still a good 20 seconds behind Triple L.
He is. Now, if we look at Swift, who we believe hasn't stopped yet, as he's coming towards the timing line at the end of Sector 2, we'll have an idea of what his tyre deck is like, and he's almost matching his time, so very nice consistency there from Swift.
Is there a chance that Swift started on a harder compound tires?
There is, if you remember, he started further down the field, didn't he? So maybe he's less worried about getting a good start and more worried about strategic options. And if that is the case, well, he's certainly given himself strategic options here as he's up into P3. And as far as we know, hasn't stopped yet.
No, and lap times are 2 seconds quicker than Diego Braga and Reload. So, great race.
Oh, we've lost one more, unfortunately.
We did lose, and that was Finn who we lost.
Yes, indeed it was.
Being given up on a not the best race of his career, just gonna retire that Ferrari and prepare for the next race.
Yep, possibly damage or a mistake or whatever reason, deciding not to continue.
Should we ask Finn for a quick interview?
we can consider it. We will just gauge it. Let's see how we do. Let me get back to you.
I believe that Finn had another slide and broke the rear wing, and that was all she wrote for that Ferrari. This Watkins Glen circuit is really taking its toll on our drivers. It doesn't seem that complicated, it's just a couple of quick corners, but the incidents have just been occurring one by one.
Yeah, and been very demanding. So, we are joined now by Finn in the commentary booth. Finn, hello.
Hello.
Can you tell us, Finn, we're seeing you the most recent retirement from this race. Just what happened? What's caused that?
Well, a lot of things happened, but the most recent crash was at the last corner. I ran a little bit wide. I touched the wall. I thought only in a minor way that wouldn't actually cause any damage. But I looked at my my indicator and my entire rear wing fell off. So it was.
Right.
I tried to drive it home, but I couldn't do it safely. I thought I'm already 2 laps behind, so I just retired the car.
Yeah, and at a track like this, very high downforce, a lot of long, high-speed corners. That missing rear wing's going to be, well, you're going to notice it, aren't you?
Absolutely lethal. I was driving extremely slowly, but like through every corner, it's just you lose the rear completely. These cars are of course not made for that, and you notice it. And I was ahead of a Haas. I think I impeded him slightly the last time, so I might get a penalty for that. But then I decided I can't actually get this thing home. I can't control it. I can't get it to the pit safely, so it's best to just park it here and call it a day.
So we've been pretty flabbergasted about this race, Finn, and we called you here to ask you, why are we seeing more cars with missing front wings and rear wings than, well, attached rear wings? What is so special about Watkins Glen?
Well, what's special about it is that it is a very fast track with fast corners, and to add a little bit to the mix, there's a couple of technical ones. If you look on the track map, I believe you got turn 1, which is extremely technical. It's very hard to get it right. It's very easy to overshoot it. And if you go off of it, like if you go too wide, the track actually drops off. There's like off camber on the outside of the track, so you just get washed completely wide. They got 2, 3, 4 before the long straight. Those are completely free. People will not have easy trouble there. But then the next corner, turn 5, is very fast and really stresses your front left. And then turn 6, the same thing. Turn 7 is very technical, uphill, hairpin. Turn 9 is also very technical, uphill, also a hairpin of sorts. And after that, a couple of fast corners again. That means you have to balance the car around both, and they are both very tricky types of corners for this car. So a lot of people will make mistakes there and have made mistakes. And I mean, for me, it was a couple of outside factors that made it happen. But for most people, it's the tires that start to go off, which means it's just harder to control on these technical corners.
Well, what a great insight. I really, really love that quick track walk by Finn here. So,
Yeah.
I'm guessing already looking forward to the next race, as this one was pretty much a wash.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad about how this one went. Not just my own race, but just in general what happened around it. Incident at the start, I believe there were 1 or 2 cars involved. And
Yeah,
it was.
can you just tell us what was your perspective on that? What did you see?
Well, I saw 1 car hitting another, and that's all I saw. I just like my race yesterday, I overreacted to that and actually spun at the start, but that was okay. I kept it out of the wall. So yeah, what I saw from that is just 2 cars. One of them looked like he was missing the braking point. Turns out there was a freeze, which is a technical error, and we do have a rule in place for technical errors, but only if enough of the grid is affected. And in this case, was only 2 cars, so we did not restart the race after that because that would be unfair to everyone else.
Yeah, so was that the only incident on that one? I thought there were further issues for some drivers, or were they just driver errors basically at that point?
I haven't seen them yet, so I can't really say for sure, but it looks like driver errors to me. But I'm sure we'll get reports on that, and I'll have a look at the replay when the race is over, and we'll have a look at those things. with an
Alright.
open mind.
Well, there definitely was a satellite in the Earth's orbit that got hit by that Mercedes flying up in the air. But that might be a separate incident for a separate report. But yeah, this race is still going on.
To NASA.
Indeed. Race still going on.
Yeah.
12 laps left. We heard from Ryan. I have one more question for you, Finn. We had from Ryan that tires are really an issue here. And as you said, the tires are going off. Hard compound tires, are there an option here? Medium, hard?
Here's the interesting thing about AMS too, like the soft, medium, and hard. You have to try all three of them because it's not as obvious as it might be in the F1 games, where the hards have about the pace you would expect with the tire life they have. Here, the mediums and hards I think are about equal pace. The hards are a little slower, but the hards definitely last. The mediums definitely last, and the softs have a tendency of overheating. And I think it's a lot to do with how the drivers handle their tires. In my last stint before I crashed, I was on softs and I managed to keep them at a relatively good health. The front left wasn't wearing too much more than the others, and mostly it's the front left that's being stressed, of course, turn 5 being the biggest issue there. But yeah, it's a lot, I think, how the drivers want to push their cars. But it's very easy to overdo it, and once the tire starts sliding, there often is no way back. You're gonna either have to box or just accept that you're driving slower.
Alright, lovely. So thank you for that insight, and we'll let you wind down and get on with whatever else it is you need to get on with. Thank you for your time, and best of luck at the next one.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for casting so far.
No problem.
Thank you.
See you soon. Finned it there from the retiring from 8th position with rear wing damage on his Ferrari.
A pretty reliable driver, usually in AMS2, not so reliable in ACC, but today the only real reliability was people losing front wings, rear wings. So
yep, you can rely on there being problems is about it for today.
Absolutely. I do have to give a shout out, and that is to Donut, who is currently keeping 1:16.0 pace, which is just about 8 tenths quicker than Runelink. I don't think Donut can catch up those 34 seconds in 9 laps, but it's a good pace.
Runelink has just responded by going 1.8 seconds, sorry, 1.6 seconds quicker.
Never mind, Runelink does what Runelink does best.
40-0, so yeah, looking like people found their places. Reload looking to have a bit of a slow lap last time around, doing a 120. Getting caught by Fafi and L doing 116s.
Heck, I still haven't seen Swift in pits. I do not remember Swift pitting after all this time.
I don't think he has yet, but I think he is required to give us a stop.
I would assume so, that they do need to change tires.
I'm pretty certain he will have to stop at some point. So we'll see. But yeah, so far, I think the likely strategy has been start on hards and just keep going.
But that is, finally we have that Haas in the pit lane, waiting for some fresh boots. 9 laps, soft tires. Just,
Okay.
That is.
Does appear to be missing his rear wing, though.
I think so too, Dick. I think that is a missing rear wing if I ever saw one.
I don't know if that's just visual.
We can stay on the car. That is a missing rear wing.
That is not visual. That is actually missing its wing. So coming to the pit possibly to repair its damage, and it's not happened. I think we're looking at another retirement here, unfortunately.
So
we'll have to try and do an entire lap, and yep, that is another retirement. So we have got attrition ratio now over 50%, unfortunately.
That was a speed run from P2 or P3 up to retirement. Such an unfortunate hit. I assume it was probably the last corner. Maybe those tires just run out of grip and smacked.
Might well have done. May have pushed them too hard, too long, and tires just giving up, spitting them into a wall. Don't know exactly what happened there, but the end result is we've lost yet another car. So we started with 13, and we're down to 6 left.
That
So,
is indeed painful from the podium positions as well. Ouch.
anyone who's not very good at maths like me, that means we've lost 7 of 13 cars.
Well, there is 7 laps left. I'm really hoping we don't lose any more. However, Dick, there's a fight for P4. Faffy has caught up to reload after all this time, being 5 seconds quicker on the past lap. Faffy has managed to get up to P5.
Absolutely, has established visual contact. And now he's got that character chase that's just going to spur him on. But reloading the cockpit of that house ahead. Probably getting a little bit nervous now. He's in a good position. And probably just wanting to get it to the finish without problem.
Ooh, he's gonna have a tough time. Faffy does a 116.7, reload 118.8, that is 2 seconds quicker. Is Faffy within a striking distance here? Depends. Oh, definitely. Those tires on Reload's car are done for. Faffy just goes around him like it's a Fiat 500.
That was, yeah, no contest really there. Reload possibly just thinking of the long game. He's in even 5th is a good result, so maybe he's not wanting to fight that one too hard, just letting Faffy go.
Dick, are we believing here Faffy on a podium?
Well, he's got a 15-second gap to Diego Braga ahead, but at this pace of about 3.5 seconds a lap,
God, it's gonna be tough, just about.
I'm sure he's got time because the leader is on lap 34 and Faffy down 2 laps, so he's got,
they are indeed.
5 laps. He might be able to do this still. We will keep an eye on that one.
It is very close. Faffy is close. I don't think that was the greatest lap, especially with the overtake and a little bit of a mistake into one of the left-handers. Let us see. No, it was a 16.3. Diego Braga still with a 19.3, so that's 3 seconds per lap. Oh, we have a triple L in the pit lane.
In the pits. Coming in for some fresh boots, it looks like.
This is a very, very late pit stop, but nothing to lose for triple L, who is well behind.
And there's teammate Runelink here as well, so double stacked by the McLaren crew there.
Interesting that Ruling is fitting just a very quick stop, just a tire change, I would assume.
Yeah, doesn't appear to be at any risk from Donut really. He's only just started the 3rd sector. And Runelink already at pit exit, so yeah, he had time to take that one. Maybe he's making an effort at fastest lap. I don't know whether he has it.
I would assume. Was that was a 114.8 by Donut? That's a solid lap time. We've seen him in 16s. We now see him in 14s.
Very quick lap. So the fuel burning off. Tires still good apparently.
Donut really making a name for himself here in this series, taking P2 with, well, making just no mistakes and being a solid driver.
Yeah, it's been a good drive so far, but suspect he'll be finishing P15 as good as a drive he may have done. Runelink's now on fresh boots and only has to do 4 laps, so it's going to take something special for Donut to stand a chance, but never say never, right?
Well, never say never, as we've seen a lot of rear wings being smashed here, cars flying up in the air, so one mistake and Donut could take a maiden win here.
Certainly could do. Well, did Donut actually won the first round now? So it will be his
Donut did.
second win of the season.
Oh, wow.
I'll just double check. I think he won the first round.
He did indeed win the first round.
Indeed, and only 5th last time out. So yeah, he's on for a stronger result this time around. So if Donut finishes 2nd, that will give him. Let me see if I can check. It's on there somewhere.
That would give him 12 points. He would,
12 points for
would he
second.
lead the championship?
And 15 for 1st.
Triple.
So 12 points will put him up to 35 points with
Yes, that's a yes.
Runelink getting 15.
16 for. We
So
assume the
that'd be
fastest lap will go to Runelink.
32 points. So Donut looking to hold on to the championship lead here. If he can finish where he is, he would have 3 or 4 points advantage over Runelink.
Oh, speaking of Runelink, that is Donut in the pits for the second time. Probably those tires being very worn, but
Yeah, I suspect this is becoming the fastest lap battle now.
well, Runelink just did at 1:12.8. That is a very very quick time. That's just 8 tenths of what we saw the quali pace.
At this point, drivers almost certainly going on to softs if they are indeed going for the fastest lap attempt.
There is a McLaren coming out that could be in Donut's way, but Donut
No,
just
he's
about
clear.
gets out.
That's a Red Bull in the background even. So I think we're looking at fastest laps here now for Runelink and Donut.
Buffy still 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds quicker than Diego Braga in front, catching by, well, a country mile currently. That was a 15-second gap. Does he have enough?
He doesn't have long to catch. That's a 3-second gap. He's catching about 3 seconds for every time around here, but the leader now on lap 38, so 2 laps to go. This is going to be tight. It's one thing to catch, but it's another to pass.
He might just have one chance down the long straight. Those tires on the Red Bull must be worn. Yes, Fafi just flying on the track. Yeah, he's in striking distance now. That is just over 1 second. Oh, Diego Braga is going to lose that third position.
He's only going to get one chance. Let's hope his knees aren't weak and his arms aren't heavy already at this point. Maybe eating mom's spaghetti for tea, don't know. If that's what's fueling him on, then carbohydrates are very good. I'll stop now. Fafi within a second of Diego, so definitely within striking distance. I think this could be done on the long back straight after the swooping couple of corners here.
Vic, there's a car that stopped at the chicane. There was a lapped car as well. Might be reload, but
round the outside. And yet, Fafi clear before we get into the admittedly slight braking zone. And we've got a front wing missing off of Triple L.
More than a front wing,
and missing.
Oh.
And that is Fafi and Diego fighting for position right behind him. Let's hope it doesn't cause any problems. They're both through okay.
Yep, that is podium positions for Fafi after a long race, being probably 2 minutes down at some point. And getting up the podium spot. Well done.
Redemption arc for Fafi right there.
Oh, indeed, redemption arc as Runelink just started the lap 39 and final lap of the race.
So Runelink have done a 1 minute 12.6. Donut coming across the line on his first flyer since his stop. 1:15.7, so he's got a lot of time to find if he is indeed going for that fastest lap.
Well, he doesn't have time to find it. This is the last lap. Donut has to make it here as Runelink has only a few more corners to navigate.
It's going to be do or die now for Donut if he does want to take that fastest lap. As Runelink's into the final sector now. It's going to be a comfortable win here. It's 42 seconds clear of Donut.
Yeah, very much so. Runelink routinely picking up the victory here at Watkins Glen. Well done.
That's a very, very good result from Runelink. Very strong drive today. We'll wait to see if Donut can indeed beat a 1:12.625, and he's up, but it's only just going to put him around the 1:15 mark. So I do believe fastest lap gonna go to Runelink here, so that will be 16 points. So I believe that'll leave us 3 points from 3 points difference between Runelink and Donut.
1:12.7.
Oh, wow!
Is that is just off, I believe.
Cigar, about a 10.5 down. Yeah, it's a brilliant drive for Fafi to come home in third position here. Red Bull of Diego Braga, valiant defence, stays in fourth. We've got Triple L in the pits. being repaired.
And it's
And
just
reload.
reload.
Now just cruising to the end.
Yeah, reload, finishes P5. The final driver on the track was still driving. Finished the race, and that is it. Watkins Glen. What a race of attrition. We've seen a lot in this race, but we see the dominant performance from Moonlink. A great P2 by Donut and amazing P3 by Fafi, who came up from way back.
So let's just see. Yeah, as we suspected, fastest lap does go to Runelink. So that leaves him on 32 points with Donut on 35. And despite somehow copping a 10-second penalty, he has not lost that position there. So we are joined now by Fafi, and we just wanted to ask you, Fafi, that recovery drive, the redemption arc really has happened there. Brilliant P3. We didn't expect that, but yeah, timed that one to perfection. Just tell us how relieved were you to get that position on just the last couple of laps there.
Very. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one because I crashed myself on the first lap. Went in for some damage. Midway crashed again.
We saw.
I'm sorry.
We saw that, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I was definitely a lap down. So yeah, just trying to go as fast as I can, and then once I saw that I was able to catch, I think it was reload. I was
Mhm.
hoping to at least catch him before the end of the race, but I saw that I was going down quickly. And then near the end, I thought, nah, there's no way I'm catching Diego. There's too much of a difference. And then I saw that it was almost 3 seconds a lap quicker. So I thought, okay, 5 laps left, 15-second gap. 3 seconds a lap quicker, maybe.
So you were conscious of the gap and the catching time. Then did you think that was on?
I was on the border of it. But I did start to use a bit more of charging mode for the ERS, so I could actually put on quali mode for the long straight, and
Mhm.
that gained me like 7/10 just on the straight.
It did look like a pretty easy pass when you caught him. So that down to smart ERS deployment then, hey?
Yeah, in the end it was luckily, but
Excellent.
yeah, it was the first race that I'm actually starting to get some cramping in my hands.
Oh, wow. So we've heard from some of the other drivers that's been really demanding on tyres. Can you just tell us what your tyre strategy was for that race and what your experiences were?
I was planning to start on the softs and then go to the mediums halfway the race, but unfortunately that didn't pan out. So I went from the softs after the incident. I went for the hards, but yeah, there was just no pace in them. So after I crashed again, I just chose, you know what, the softs aren't going to make it till the end. I'll just go for the mediums, and it seemed to work out. But near the end, my left front tire was pretty much dead.
Right, so a difficult one for tyre wear and that front left really being stressed there. So yeah, really strong results and congratulations. Is there any questions you have, Philip, to ask?
Well, yes, I do. Next round is Silverstone, the classic circuit. How prepared are you for that? And maybe taking the fight to Runelink?
Taking the fight to ruling, those are strong words. um, I'll try my best, but normally I'm at least a second down from Runelink, so I'll ask him to put in some ghosting lap on the time trial so I can to put in some practice.
All right, brilliant. So we've got a little bit of time left, so we'll try and grab the other podium finishers for a quick interview. But yeah, congratulations once again, Fafi, on a brilliant recovery drive, and
Thank you.
we will see you next time out.
See ya.
Bye now. So that was Fafi finishing a brilliant P3 that time. And we're now joined by RuneLink, the winner of the race. Congratulations, RuneLink.
Thank you very much.
So just tell us how that was for you. Was it as comfortable as it looked from the outside?
Yeah, after the start, I mean, I can't remember his name, but he got pretty unlucky, and then Ryan,
Neemfreeze, yeah.
yes, and then Ryan's Ryan, so stuff happened, and then after that it was pretty straightforward, luckily.
So you only really had to worry about back markers and tires then?
Yeah, and Donut have really low downforce, so I think he would have had a slightly better pace over the course of the race with a higher downforce.
Okay, and we saw you taking the fastest lap of the race on your penultimate lap there. Is that what your last stop was all about? Just getting soft and trying to get that fastest lap point?
Yeah, but I think Triple L actually got it.
Oh,
did.
you
It
are
did.
right. Yep. 112.523.
Yep, I messed up T1, so he had a really good lap, so that worked out
Well
for him.
spotted. We hadn't noticed that. Ah, brilliant. So that's what that was for then. It was the fastest lap attempt, and
Yeah, and
fortunately for you, Donut chose the wrong tires, went out on mediums, and wasn't able to beat your time either. So
yeah, he was only 10th off, which is pretty impressive on the medium tires.
sure is. But hey, if you didn't get the fastest lap point, neither did he. Then it's not all bad, is it?
True, and still goes to McLaren, which is an important point
Yeah,
for the team.
excellent. Brilliant. Have you got anything to add, Philip?
Yes, I do. Well, Runelink, first of all, congratulations. And the second question is, in the flurry of missing rear and front wings, how did you manage to keep yours intact for the entire race?
Just don't crash. I don't know.
We did see your teammate having trouble on the penultimate lap and losing his. Did you have a spare one there in case?
Well, you kind of have to be careful with how much front wing you put on, because you want that front wing to. You kind of need them in the cambers to really get around the corners, but then once tire wear kicks in, the car becomes pretty deadly. So you kind of have to find a balance.
All right, brilliant. So I think if you're okay, Philip, we'll try and squeeze in one more with Donut
Of course.
before we move on. But any final thoughts for RuneLink before we do that?
Well, next race. It is Silverstone. Can you repeat this?
We'll see. Usually, I do like the track, so should be a good one.
Brilliant. All right. Good luck and like the confidence. Congratulations once more, and we'll see you next time out.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, and we will just try and grab Donut for a quick word before we go for good. And here we have him, Donut. Hello, congratulations on P2, and shame on the just about missing out on the fastest lap.
Funny thing with that, I accidentally took mediums rather than softs because I forgot to change the pit menu. I tried to do it in the pits, and pretty much as I was stopped, I changed it to softs, and I saw the tires change to softs, like on the ground in like the UI. But I don't think it registered. I came out on mediums in the end, but I'm still happy with the I'm still happy with the time on the mediums. If I was on the softs, I think I would have got it, but stuff happens.
Yeah, that is a very respectable time on the mediums, within about 2/10 of RuneLink. But as RuneLink pointed out to us, the fastest lap's actually gone to Triple L in P6.
Yes, he he pointed that out to me after the race finished. I'm like, okay.
So,
But I still think I would have been close, but
so we've done some maths on the back of a napkin, haven't we, Philip? And we reckon that's leaving you on 35 points with RuneLink on 31. So you are still leading, if our maths is correct. How do you
Indeed.
feel about that?
very good. Good to have. I know because I was leading after the first round, which I had just managed to have a really lucky race, basically, no incidents, which was good. My second race at Montreal was, let's say, not great. I wasn't great at Montreal. I felt like I had no grip, no confidence in the car, and it just didn't go well. This race was a lot better. The car was a lot nicer to drive, even though I was running very low downforce compared to some of the other guys. I think on my not quali lap, on my fastest lap attempt at the end of the race, I think it was 347 Ks I hit before the final corner.
That's quick.
But yeah, car felt good today. I'm hoping to keep it up. I'm not going to be here for the next round, I don't believe, for Silverstone,
That is
unfortunately.
unfortunate.
But we'll make it up.
Let's not forget as well. Last time you were a little under the weather. Last race out in Montreal. How are you feeling this week?
Better. I'm still positive. Still positive, unfortunately, but feeling better. As if I was on the mic, you probably would have heard me coughing the whole time. But we race for it.
Brilliant, Philip. Anything you want to add?
Yes, as always. Well, we see a lot of close moments and a lot of too close moments in this race. So, how close were you to clobbering that front or rear wing in this race and going for a pit stop?
I think I had one proper spin where I did hit the wall, but thankfully it didn't do any damage. AMS2 is a little bit weird sometimes, where you can hit a wall and get either no damage or your entire car splits into 10 pieces. So it's a bit weird like that sometimes, but I thankfully didn't get any damage. And apart from that, I had a couple moments where the back end got a little bit loose, especially on worn tyres. But it was mostly okay. Low downforce actually worked better than I thought it would. It was a little bit looser than I probably would have liked, but speed.
Yes, well, if we've learned anything from your ACC setup preferences, top speed beats top times.
Yes. More miles per hour.
Exactly. It's miles per gallon, not miles per gallon, eh?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
All right, fantastic result once again. We'll sadly miss you out next time at Silverstone, but after Silverstone, we have. Let me check if I can load the website.
We are moving into Austrian Grand Prix at the
That's
legendary Red Bull Ring.
brilliant. So we'll maybe see you there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excellent, excellent drive, and we'll see you again. Thank you,
Thank you.
Donut. All right, Philip. Closing thoughts on the race today. Then, was that what you expected?
Well, it was not what I expected. I expected more cars to finish and less rear and front wings to be used, but an exciting race overall, especially if your name is Fafi or Donut, who really show their pace here. And yeah, looking forward to maybe next week, maybe a little bit more familiar and F1 friendly track in Silverstone. And
Yeah, a little bit harder to hit walls next time out, but neither of us got our predictions right there. You said Peter Nienhuis, and he DNF'd at turn one pretty much, and I put an outside bet on Ryan, who didn't finish either.
DNF pretty
So
much
the
instantly too.
predictable, not predictable, but the obvious prediction of RuneLink proving once again why you go with the obvious prediction.
Exactly, we shouldn't doubt them, and definitely not for the next round.
Definitely not. So, as you've said, Silverstone in 1 week's time. If you've watched this and you've enjoyed it, please do follow us, and you'll get a notification next time that we are live at Silverstone. And if you're more interested in the ACC side of things, in 13 days, so not next Saturday, but the one afterwards, we've got the first of the 3-hour endurance races for the ACC hybrid format series. So I think all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for your company, Philip. You've been brilliant.
Thank you very much, Dick. It was a fantastic event to cast with you, and we shall see each other next time out.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's it from me. Thank you, and goodbye for now.